time is what we want the most, but the thing we use the worst. And the idea is like, I found myself saying, I wish I had more time. I wish I would have started sooner. I wish I would have done this beforehand. And procrastinating, setting it aside, thinking I have time, when in reality, it would be better just to do it now. In reality, it's like, the only time you truly have is right now, the present moment. The present moment is the only thing you are actually in. The future you are in, and if anything, you're just planning for the future, you're preparing for the future. And the past are all just lessons. The past should all just be lessons and things you grow from. And memories. It's a memory. It's no longer reachable. It's no longer, attainable. It's not something you can grasp. And so often it's like, we all wish we had time for things. We all wish we had time to achieve things, or time to do what we want. And the idea that it's like, we all have the same amount of time, but how do we use it? How do we manage our time? Time management, there's so many videos on there. But what matters most is just taking actions, being clear and specific about what it is you want. Because if you say, I want to do this, I want to play sports, I want to work out, I want to sew, I want to cook, and you're just saying all these wants, but no actually do's. No, you don't do it. You don't put yourself out there. It's like, what good does it serve? It's all just a dream. It's all just a thought that you have, until it becomes reality, where you take action and do it. And now when you do it, you have to be clear and conscious of, this is taking up space. It's taking up space. And space isn't good or bad, it's just there, space. Let's say you have a room and you start filling it up with things. You start filling it up with things you want. You can only have so much. The room being your day, you can only fit so much in a day. You gotta be the most effective with it that you can. You set things so they kind of balance off of each other, so they kind of just go off of one another, and it's like creating a system in which it just makes everything easy. The room is clean, it's not cluttered, and everything is just able to be accessible, easy access. So for many people, it's time blocking, where you have your day written out hour by hour, what it is, how long you're gonna do it. You have that idea, you have that action. You can go hour by hour, half an hour, however long it is that you need it. And I tried it. I'll be honest, I tried it. So I tried it, and I'll be honest, it wasn't really for me. But I can see the appeal. I can see the reason why. Because it's like, structure creates strength, and it's like, there's structure, so it's easier to have everything done. But for me, it's like, I like having a list of objectives, goals, things I want to do throughout the day. And of course, there'll be like things I have to do just that one day, whether it's like go buy groceries, go pay the bills or something like that. But that's all taken into account. But even so, I like having just a routine, and how long I'm gonna do it. As long as that gets knocked off, that gets checked off, perfectly fine, for as long as I need it. No sort of order, it's just what is available, what is closest to me, the most accessible, and I can do at that current moment. And that's how I go about it. So like, let's say the 3 things I have on my day, just to make it simple, the 3 main things I have in my day: read, play the guitar, and soccer. I go home from work. Okay, see, now ignoring all the other stuff, ignoring, eating, showering, that stuff in itself, right? I'll always play the guitar first, because it's the quickest thing to start. And it's like, you start getting momentum. So you're like, okay, I just played the guitar. And then I'm like, okay, always eat before I play the guitar. Now the food's kind of just digested a bit, I guess you can say. Alright, let me go play soccer. I come back, shower. Alright, it's getting dark. It's getting relatively dark. Alright, let me just end the night off calmly. And I play the guitar, not the guitar, I read. See? And it can all be fluid. Some days I might play soccer first before everything else because I was invited at a certain time, and it's like, it's having the structure but also being fluid in the movement, fluid in the days. That's how it is for me. But even so, it's like we all have time. We all have the same amount of time, 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, however many days in that month, 12 months in a year. And it all leads to what are you doing and how are you doing it? Instead of looking back on your day saying, I should have done this, I should have done that. I'm glad I did this, I'm glad I did that, I'm glad I pushed myself, I'm glad I used my time efficiently. Because, at the end of the day, you are just creating yourself, you're attaining something. You are always attaining a certain idea of something. An idea of yourself, an idea of how you want to live. You're always creating it. And it's up to you. Genuinely, it's honestly up to you to create what you want. And it's genuinely up to you to create the life that you want for yourself. Use your time how you want. It's up to you. I don't know what it is you want. You know it. You just haven't asked yourself or thought about it. Or maybe you have thought about it but are too scared to go for it. You only live once. The old saying, you only live once. And it's how it has to be sometimes. But it's just looking back, at the time wasted just for the fun of it. It's like you don't gain much. You don't. It's genuinely just not. It doesn't benefit anyone unless you're just taking a lesson. It doesn't benefit you. It doesn't make you better in a sense, unless you're learning from where could I have improved on my day or on whatever it is. But since we're talking about time specifically, it's like, where do I find myself just slacking, losing control, or wasting my time? By wasting time, I mean just using it recklessly, using it ineffectively, using it, not efficiently. You just waste it, careless with that resource. Careless. Because we have a lot of it. We just are careless with it. And you have to be clear on how you're wasting it. Because, there's a certain amount of discipline, or I guess discipline is the word I'm gonna use. A certain amount of discipline in order to maintain and control that structure. Because if you have no discipline, and I have a feeling there's a better word to use out there, I just can't think of it at the moment. But if you have no discipline, in a sense where it's like you can't maintain it, you can't stay with the structure and the plan that you set for yourself. It's like you are being careless, you're being reckless essentially. And because we all have an abundance of time, you got to look at where it is that your time is slipping out. Where's the holes in your armor? You got a house and it's like it's raining, and where's the water leaking in from? And just finding a way to cover it, making everything just as solid as possible. And of course, down the line, you may have to change it, may have to change the routine, but that just comes with growth and just understanding that you progress as a person and priorities change. Of course, it's like you can't do the same things forever. That's not entirely possible. At some level, you're gonna have to either improve, change it, or try something new. And at the end of the day, it's really where do you see yourself, and What are you doing to get there? And you may say, I don't know where I see myself. Think about it. Really just sit there. Cut off all distractions. I would personally say just sit in nature and just think about it. If you can't go in nature, just sit in your room, just quiet, and just say, where am I going? Where am I heading? What is it that I want? And another question is where I am right now all that I want? Is this the end goal for me? Is this what I truly want? Whatever the answer is, do what you will with it. And just make it as clear as possible. If we want to say manifestation as whatever, just being clear about what we want, our intention, and just going for it. Manifesting it, if we want to use that word. And it's funny seeing all the books about time management, and there's nothing wrong with there being a lot of books and all that. There's nothing wrong with it, with videos obviously speaking about it, but I feel like there's a deeper issue with it. It's not about how you waste your time. It's about, I guess, the sort of structure you create for yourself, the standard you hold yourself to. Because it's like, if you don't care about the standard you hold yourself to, it's like you're not going to care about anything else. You're not going to care about other things in your life. You're not going to care about where you put your energy, your time, and your attention into. But if you are clear about your time and attention, and your energy, it's like everything matters, everything counts, everything counts. It really does count. Everything adds up to something. An eventual end goal, our end, essentially, the end being our last breath. But all in all, it's like, we have so much time. Just don't be reckless with it. And you may have occasional slip-ups. Don't beat yourself up over it. Don't. And just say, okay, I could have done this, or I shouldn't have done that. Oh wow, let me just accept it and move on. Be clear about not letting it happen again. And just move on. Say, it's okay. Genuinely, it's okay. We aren't perfect. And that's what makes it perfect. We're perfectly imperfect. That's the beauty in it. That's the beauty in you. That's the beauty in us. But I'm gonna just leave it off there. Dreamers turning dreams into reality. Love you forever and always. See ya.